Hello, I'm Dr. Eric Roden, physical therapist at Neurology Solutions, and today we're going to be going over some forearm as well as some dexterity training, stretches, and exercises. Again, always consult with either your occupational therapist, physical therapist before doing any of these, especially if you have any underlying orthopedic issues. Let's begin. So we're going to start with some nice stretches. The first one is going to be basically opening up this palm and your forearm flexors. So your hand's going to come out, and you're going to try to get that elbow as straight as possible. Get those fingers out nice and wide, and I'm going to be pressing back on the hand. Now that might be a little too much. You may just do this and feel a little stretch. I like using the fingers. We're really going to bend back. If that's too much, you can also apply it at the palm, get a little different stretch, and again we're going to hold, 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 and release. We're going to come to the other side. Again, just like the other videos, I always recommend using a timer, either a watch or a cell phone. We're going to get that nice stretch on the other side. Very important if you're doing a lot of typing, if you're on the computer a lot, texting, anything where you're using your hands. You really want to open up these forearm muscles. Even playing tennis, anything where you're gripping something routinely. All right, we're going to switch back. And here we go again. Again, always at least twice on each side, if not three. You really want to let that body adapt to the stretch and then be able to adjust accordingly. Now you can see my thumb wants to curl in there because I'm stretching, and there's a connective tissue spot in there that wants to pull it in. So I'm actually forcing that thumb to stay open, and naturally wants to curve in right now. All right, and we're going to switch back to the other side. Nice, good stretch, and I'm feeling that primarily here, a little bit in the fingers as well, but primarily in my forearm. You may feel it a little different spots. Again, everybody's a little tighter in different spots for them. That's totally normal. And make sure to breathe. Okay, as I'm talking, sometimes I forget to breathe. All right, so now we're going to reverse the whole movement. So instead of coming up, we're now going to come down. So I'm going to bring that arm down and then apply a little extra pressure. Now I'm applying it on the palm, the dorsal surface of the palm there, getting that nice stretch. Now you can also do side profile. You can curl the fingers. That's going to be really intense stretch because you have this extensor hood that wraps into those fingers, and you get a lot more stretch on that whole complex here and going into these forearm muscles. Again, we're going to switch sides. Let me use my timer. I'm going to curl my fingers to get a little extra stretch. And again, I'm keeping that elbow as straight as I can the whole time. And I'm breathing, and I can feel my right side is definitely tighter than my left. You will probably feel that as well. Maybe if one side's more affected by rigidity or your dominant side, very common. Good, and we're going to come out of there. Now sometimes it's a little hard to keep this up all the time. You can lower it so it's less strain on the shoulder. And that might help a little bit too, especially if you have a rotator cuff injury. I'm going to keep it low as well because I got a few more exercises. Don't want to tire the shoulders out yet. And you can even move this a little bit. You can rotate the wrist side to side, maybe feel a little extra tension more on your index finger side versus the pinky. Totally fine to do mess with it. I'm just sustaining that stretch the whole time. I'm going to move back to the other side, get that timer going. Last time here. Feeling that nice forearm stretch, especially after typing those notes. I definitely get a lot of tension in the forearms, so really, really important. Almost there. And again, make sure you're breathing. Good. All right, so we're going to move up the line here up into your biceps and triceps. So the biceps, their main goals are to flex and flex the arms. So we want to go everything backwards from that. So I'm going to pull my arms back and get a nice stretch. We're going to hold and breathe. And my hands are actually flexed back as well. I'm really getting that big stretch. I feel it all the way into my shoulders. And I'm going to come out of there. And we're going to do that again. Same thing. Nice big stretch. Nice part is you can do both these at the same time, so you save a little bit of time there for yourself. So it's good when you can kill two birds with one stone. This feels really good to open up the chest as well, but again, we're focusing more on those biceps. Good. All right, next we're going to work on triceps, so the posterior shoulder here. So we're just going to bring across first. So it's going to be version 1. And I'm feeling that nice stretch across the back of the shoulder complex. Breathing. Good. And then we're going to switch sides again. Make sure you're using that timer. We tend to rush it if we don't. I definitely felt that more on my right side versus my left. Again, that side that's rigid or maybe a past injury, you will feel one side more than the other. Let's go one more time each side. And I might pull a little bit more. Now notice I'm trying not to rotate my body. I want to keep everything nice and square. I'm pulling on the shoulder complex to get the stretch more than anything else. My arm's just kind of relaxed, okay? And of course breathing. Almost there. Last time. Here we go. Add a little extra pressure. And again, as far as where to hold the arm, make sure it's at least on the humerus. If not, you can actually get on the shoulder itself if you have the flexibility. And again, you get that nice pull across the body. You know, think about bed mobility, trying to reach across your body, say the alarm's going off, anything like that, very important. All right, next one is going to be overhead. Again, if you got rotator cuff injuries, you might want to skip this one or just repeat the last one. We're going to come over the back of our heads and we're going to pull. Again, I'm going to try not to lean. I'm going to try to stay nice and upright, really maintain, and I'm bending that elbow as much as I can so I get that really good stretch right through here. I might feel a little bit in my shoulder, maybe my lats, very normal. And we're breathing. Good. We're going to switch sides. Now a lot of the times if you are too tight, your head's going to want to come forward. Try not to have that happen. Try to stay nice and tall and feel that stretch primarily just in the tricep. Okay, now you shouldn't feel a lot of pressure on the back of the head. If you do, you might want to come off of your head, pull that a little bit out here, and apply that pressure downwards. Good. We're going to come out of there, and last time each side. Give it a nice stretch. The more I bend that elbow, the more I'm feeling it through here. The more I pull it back, the more I feel it a little lower. So again, play with the stretch, see where your tight spots are, find them, attack them with these stretches, try to loosen up that body. We always want to fight that rigidity and stiffness because that leads to compensations, and the compensations most likely increase your risk for injury when you are trying to be active, which we all need to be active as we age. And we're breathing. Excellent. All right, so that just kind of opened up the forearms, a little bit of the shoulders. The next follow-up video, we're going to go through all the dexterity exercises. So stay tuned, and again, thank you for joining us. This is Eric Roden at Neurology Solutions.